Hello, I'm Green.
And I'm purple.
Welcome back to Green and Purple. We're back playing Toxic Souls, and we were talking about Persona last time.
Yes.
And I said how Persona makes fun of common JRPG tropes. I guess make fun of isn't exactly the right word, but just like kind of in its design, because you know JRPGs generally turn-based, and so it's like, oh, everyone's got to wait their turn until it's your turn to go. But kind of the whole point of Persona's combat system is to break the turn order and exploit weaknesses so you just keep getting extra turns.
Yes.
So I think that in and of itself is kind of almost like skewering just regular JRPG turn-based systems.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, if you're just waiting your turn every time, you're not really using the battle system right, you know? You garbage! I killed you!
See, guys, Austin, because I
Someone's
barely ever see Austin like legit angry. So this is always nice. Because usually
Like-
I'm the more ragey one.
You got an eagle shield, okay. I'll take it.
No, I get what you're saying.
Oh
though.
god!
Okay, he's just gonna fall.
He's done. There we go.
Yeah, I get what you're saying though.
Well, and I guess just by their modern setting, because most JRPGs, you know, tend to have the same, like, medieval, or not medieval, but, like, fantasy-style setting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, we gotta find the crystals again. The 4 elemental crystals. So original. I'm gonna get my souls back.
Ooh, might
And
not.
I'll probably get toxic again on my way to do it. I'm gonna go up there and kill that guy before I get toxic again.
That's fair.
Let's be proactive. Climb, 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 climb.
What else do you not like?
Not
about-
even here.
Oh.
He's right behind me.
Toxic.
What
What else do you not like about JRPGs?
I guess also just a lot of the story tropes that are common in them, like friendship conquers all. Like you get a lot of that kind of like Deus Ex Machina of like everything is going bad, but then they remember friendship, and then like you know the end of the first Pokemon movie where
Yes.
like the tears cure him or
Yes.
whatever. Like that screams JRPG at me because that's exactly the kind of stuff you'd see in like what game am I thinking of? The game of like a big dollop of friendship. Like-
What's it called?
Is that Dragon Quest? No.
Dragon Quest.
Is it a Dragon Quest
Yeah.
game? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, and just like, I guess they all just seem kind of samey to me, a lot of the times. That's again why the JRPGs I tend to like Persona, or like very specific Final Fantasies, or I'm trying to think of JRPGs. I don't know. They just have to do something different
Mm-hmm.
in my eyes, because there's so many JRPGs that are so similar to each other that if you really want to have a good JRPG, to me you have to differentiate yourself in some way. How do I get
I don't know.
I gotta think about it. It's fine.
The fly, the mosquito.
Hi buddy. Do you stop that?
The mosquito.
But I definitely get why people like them, especially like it's a genre where like if you're really into like kind of the core of what JRPGs are, then you're in luck because there's a lot of JRPGs that cater to that, you know, type of gameplay.
But I mean, I at least, coming from someone that likes JRPGs, I agree with what you're saying. Like, I get what you're... Ooh.
Well, I think it's almost good that there's not as many JRPGs now, because then whenever JRPG comes out, there's a better chance that it actually is going to do something, you know, interesting and different.
Because, like, I think... I'm trying to think what JRPGs are into right now. Etrian Odyssey.
Right.
I'm still on 5, which I love, except for the bosses. Oh my goodness.
What's wrong with the boss?
They're just...
They're just stupid?
Okay, so... I guess
I
I'll
don't
go...
know if I can survive this.
You'll be fine. You did in
Okay.
Bloodborne.
Let's find out.
See?
Hey! I don't think that was the way you're supposed to get down, but whatever.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
This guy will make sure it wasn't supposed to be.
Well, at least it's just poison.
Alright, so... I love Etrian Odyssey 5. I mean, I love the Etrian Odyssey series just in general.
Right.
I think...
I guess the ladder's broken.
in my opinion, I feel like it definitely does, like, it's a JRPG, but it's unique in
Right.
how it's set up. Okay, don't know what was going on
I
there.
think that guy fell.
Like with how you can draw the maps, and it gives you so much freedom with that. And
I played a little bit of Etrian Odyssey, and I enjoyed what I played.
oh, and just the fact that, like, you can create your team the way that you want to make
Right.
it. They give you a lot of options for it, and so, like, you know, if you're more, you know, it's just like however you want to play it, however you do it. Because like my build tends to be more a defensive build,
Right.
so I have more support characters in my team. So like, yeah, I won't take the enemy down quickly, but I can at least have a
hold
lot
out for
yeah.
quite a while.
So yeah, I really like that about the Etrian Odyssey series. But the 5th, I love everything about it. Just like the bosses are just whoop. The bosses are just whoop.
Nagel.
The bosses are just still got
Yeah.
The bosses are just a little bit. I mean, I'll admit, I've only fought the first 2 bosses. Because usually in Etrian Odyssey there's 5 stratums and a 6th stratum that's the extra one. So technically there's only 5 bosses of the main game. So I've only gone through the first 2. And they're both, in my opinion, stupid. The first one was like, it was called I mean, spoilers for Etrian Odyssey 5. I know it's been out for a while, but I'll still say spoilers.
Might as well.
But the first boss is called like an Amalgolem. And it's just like a bunch of mini golems that are put together to create a bigger, larger golem.
Right.
Get it? Amalgolem. It's
Right.
yeah.
It's a play on words.
Get it?
You get the pun? You get it.
And how the fight works is that if the Amalgolem's all put together, then its next turn it's going to explode. And that explosion
good.
hits everyone for a lot of damage.
Good.
So like when you start the fight off, you gotta make sure everyone's defending because it's gonna explode the next turn. Ooh.
Guys. Guys.
And after it explodes, it'll like divide. It'll just have its core body, and then it'll have like 4 mini golems around it.
Right.
And the point of the fight is to like kind of monitor taking out those mini golems so it can't reform, and then hitting the body so that you can actually take the thing out. And it's just the amount of damage it does if it gets even a single part of its body back. It's crazy.
It just seems overpowered.
Yeah. It took me the longest time to figure out how to beat him. Because it wasn't I didn't feel like I was under leveled or anything. Because I could even fight some of the FOEs in the area without any trouble.
Right.
Oh god. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a step up because I remember the first bosses from all the other Etrian Odyssey games, and it's just like it felt like this is such a large step up from what I'm used to from like a first boss in an Etrian Odyssey game.
Which I guess that's another thing that I can't believe I didn't mention when I was talking about what I don't like about JRPGs is just grinding and how like pertinent it is in a lot of JRPGs. Like I know they've kind of moved past that in a lot of. Oh god. Oh no. But there's still like a decent amount of JRPGs where like what grinding.
Decent amount of JPEGs.
JPEGs, those PNGs, those GIFs, where it's still like really, you're like, what? That's just part of the JRPG experience. Just running through the same area over and over again and grinding. That's fun.
Well, in most of the JRPGs I've been playing recently, that grinding hasn't been an issue. It's something you can do, but you can get through the game just by. Dude, you okay there? You're kind of clipping.
Kind of clipping out there.
But the second boss is what really just got me so frustrated. It was I think a hippogriff. I think that's what it was. It's just like it's like an eagle mixed with a lion.
Oh yeah.
And the thing that got me the most pissed off about that fight is the fact that he does this AoE heavy, hard-hitting attack, but unlike the Amalgam, where it's like, well, I know he's gonna do it if he's all put together.
Right.
He just randomly does it.
There's
so you
no
have,
like lead up to it.
yeah, so you have no idea. And after he does that move, then he'll like enter a blocking state where he's
Good.
gonna regenerate health.
That's what you want.
And the thing is like, oh well, this gives me time to heal my party. But here's the thing: it's gonna keep regenerating health until you can do a certain amount of damage to it to break it out of that little.
So you don't really have. You're just gonna be caught in a loop if you're taking all the time to heal. Good.
And I was like, this is freaking stupid.
It's always the sign of a good boss whenever.
Ah!
Oh, this is really stupid. Oh, don't you like these guys? They blow up. Well, I don't think they blow up. They like blow fire at you. They're like wizard bugs.
Oh, good.
You know, that's what people wanted.
My favorite.
We just take the most annoying type of enemy, and then we make it into a bug.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm excited to see what the next boss is.
What fresh hell awaits me?
Because
There's another toxic guy.
in most instances, I'm like, okay, I know this boss is gonna be tough, but I can strategize just right and get through it. But in Aeronauts 5, I feel like all the bosses, it's like you gotta die at least once so you can figure out what they do.
More trial and error.
Yeah, that's my only issue I have with 5. It's just that.
Which, I mean, like, there's gonna be bosses where it's like, you just have to figure out, you know, what their patterns are, you know, like, what their movesets are. But it can be annoying if, like, you feel like you've built a really good team and, like, you're ready for stuff, and then it's just like, nope, not ready for that.
Clink.
You punks! You stay still. Thank you.
There we go.
We're almost to the bottom now.
But I will say the third stratum in that game is my favorite so far. I mean, because one of the things I love about Eternity games is usually the first stratum is like usually a forest-like area. But once you get past that, it takes you through such an adventure. Like the worlds are so unique in how they are. Like in one, there's one that's like an underground flooded forest, and with beautiful music that plays inside of it. Eternity 4 has like a underground cave system that's like, it's like heat and cold, and you have to like affect the environment so that like the hot areas freeze over and stuff like that. Oh goody, this looks so wonderful.
Yeah, it's the bog area. There's always a good bog area in every Dark Souls game.
Eternity 4 also has like this like misty forest where all the trees are like red, and you like get lost in a loop. Like you have to mark on your map, like you have to be paying attention to the map in that area, because like you'll walk one way and then you'll pop up somewhere else on the map, and you gotta pay attention to that and like put markers so you don't get lost. It's a really interesting area. I mean, I love all of the areas that Eternity always provides. It makes you really feel like you're on an adventure. Okay.
Where even are you?
But the third stratum in 5 is so far my favorite, because it's just this, it's this cemetery, but it's so, I don't know, something just how it's designed is very beautiful. Even though it's a cemetery, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can kind of compare it to this game in that sense, where it's like, I love games where every time you enter a new area, you're like, wow, this is crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here, we'll kindle this bonfire real quick before we go. Do, do, do.
My phone out so I can stop the timer.
Okay. If you say so.
I know I'm not the only one that complains about the bosses, okay? I looked online. I was like, after the first boss, I looked online. I was like, how do you beat this guy? And literally, there's so many people also like, how do you beat this first boss?
I love whenever you can like look at forum posts and like someone's like, how do you beat this? And then someone like, how do you beat this stupid boss? You've been here for 8 hours. Alright, look, whenever we come back, more Dark Souls. Bye, everybody.
See ya.